Hi, I'm Karina Gordon Barnes, here to help you find peace and connection in any relationship that matters to you. See if you can relate to this. A lot of people say to me, look, Karina, I would love to go ahead with this work and I feel grateful that you're offering it, but I feel resentful, like they're the one that's the problem. Why am I the one who's having to do the work? Why am I the one that's having to sign up for this? Why am I the one that's spending time and money and working on myself and doing all this when they're the one that needs to change? They're the problem. So really common to feel resentful that the onus to change is on you. So today we're going to look at a really important distinction between being the problem and having the problem. And I'm going to share a personal story to illustrate this. So it was a gorgeous sunny day in Cambridge. The spring was just starting to spring and sunshine was out, and I found this courtyard, one of the university courtyards here in Cambridge where I live. And I found a bench in the sunshine. I got out my packed lunch, very excited to be sitting down to eat. And a guy came and sat next to me and he started to roll his cigarette. And immediately I could notice this is not going to work for me. If he's going to be smoking while I'm eating, that's really not going to work. But I waited because I didn't know if he was just going to roll up his cigarette and then move on somewhere. But then he got his lighter out of his pocket, so he was about to light up. Now, previously, my reaction would have been passive aggressive to the max. I'd have been doing something like looking pointedly at his cigarette or looking pointedly at his lighter. Maybe I would have rolled my eyes, maybe I would have huffed and puffed, and probably eventually I would have stood up in a very exaggerated, making the point kind of way, like, there was me trying to eat my lunch in peace and you came and sat down with your cigarette and I'm now having to move because of you. It wasn't pretty. So that's what I would have done. What I did is this. I looked at him in the eyes and I said, hey, are you going to be smoking that now? Very open, no aggression, no accusation, just a curious question. And he said, yeah. And I said, great, that's not going to work for me, so I'm going to move unless you're happy to. And he was so gracious. He just said, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you said something. Of course you don't want smoke when you're eating. No problem at all, I'll move. And he got up and he went and sat on the grass and he enjoyed his cigarette on the grass. I enjoyed sitting on the bench, having my lunch, and it was so pleasant. That whole interaction was just connected and pleasant. So here's what I want to underline. I was the one having the problem. So it was on me to move or change. That was my responsibility. No longer did I carry that feeling of being entitled to someone else changing. This was my problem. And here's where the power of requests come in, because yes, it's my problem, but I can make a request that invites the other person to help me solve it. And when I make that request from a place of ownership and responsibility, that request is an invitation, not a demand, not a chastisement of that person. So you can say to someone, I'm having a problem with this. Okay, so you own that. I'm having a problem with this. Please would you do this? Or please would you do that? You're not entitled to them saying yes. Okay? It's your problem, your responsibility. But what happens is this bonus thing happens, which is that they feel free. And of course, if someone makes a really honest, genuine request from a place of openness, they're much more likely, that other person is much more likely to go, oh yeah, actually I can do that. Yeah, no, I'm happy to move. Yeah, I'm happy to change. I'm happy to do that. Because they're invited in. So this is my challenge for you this week, to own your problems, to take responsibility for your problems, and to invite that other person to help you solve it. And just notice the difference. And I would love to hear from you. Have you felt that resentment, that it's on you to change and do the work, and the other person kind of gets off scot-free? If you felt that resentment, let me know. Just drop me a line. And if you found this video useful and you feel like others would too, please share this with them, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and come over to karinagordonbarnes.com and sign up for email updates.